The biggest regret I had is, remember when I had Peter Gunz and Lord Tariq signed,
Yeah,
and then I let him go to Sony because I wanted him to get my money and do that thing.
yeah.
I should have kept him with me and just showed him the way. I kept him with me, showed him the way, stayed on him like, nah, we're not doing this record. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take the record up to the flex.
Welcome to Rare Nomads,
Rare Nomads.
the most irreverent and thought-provoking podcast that gives you a look into the lives and the minds of our culture's most interesting and inspirational people.
I go by Rap is a Martial Art. And here we got my co-host, Jim's World. Jim, introduce yourself, bro.
What the fuck is going on? Y'all know what's up. It's Jim's World. What's going on, y'all?
We're super honored today. We got Shaq Diesel, every nickname in the book, man. So we're just really thankful and honored to have Shaq on the show today. Shaq, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. What's happening?
Chilling. How's it been for you, man, during this freaking 2020 apocalypse, man? Just everything, just the world just going crazy. How has it been for you and your family? And how have you processed this time?
It's kind of rough. At the beginning of the year, my baby sister passed away. And then
I'm
we
so
all
sorry.
know a couple months after that, my boy passed away. And I had a couple other relatives pass away. But, you know, coming from where, I don't know where you're from, but coming from where my cousin Jim, the Bronx, and coming from where I'm from, we've pretty much seen everything.
Yeah.
And, when it gets down to zero, you can only hope and pray that it gets better. So I'm ready to get out of 2020. And on New Year's going into 2021, I'm gonna party so hard because I'm gonna make 2020 year a great year especially for people around me. Hopefully we get this COVID situation under control, but it kind of, I've always been the guy that want to just make people laugh, just want to make people happy. So 2020 has been horrible for everybody. It hurts me to look on the news and see 40 million brothers and sisters out of work. That right there hurts me more than anything. If I was the president, or if I was, even Jeff Bezos, I would Jeff Bezos worth 121 billion. I would do something because that right there hurts me more than anything. But as Jim knows, I do my part for my family, for all the communities that I live in. Everybody knows Shaq love the kids. But to answer your question, 2020 has been horrible. I can't wait to 2021.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's been a wild year, man. Just for you having had so many wins in your life. Obviously, people who have a lot of wins have a whole lot of losses. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get to your wins. And just you sharing, man. Thank you for sharing just the losses this year. Do you do you have a nugget for us, man, and how you navigate your losses for you personally?
I don't. I wish I did. I ain't sleeping. I ain't eating. I dream a lot, and I would never dream about any of my younger siblings going before me. Never.
Yeah,
If anything, I go first. I leave everything I got to them, then they go. So that hit me kind of unexpectedly. I ain't one of these dudes that, to move on. I can't move on. That's my baby sister and my boy. And I even need to start doing this with my Bronx crew. I got love for y'all. I miss y'all, but I don't communicate that like I should. So even with my boy, we didn't have we wasn't best friends. However, we respected each other. We respected each other so much. If you go on every video when we win the championship, who the first cat to jump in my arms?
Yeah.
Him.
all the time.
So, Jim up there, he's my brother, he my cousin, he one of my best friends. We fight all the time. We argue all the time. But the one thing that we had is the same thing me and Kobe had, is the respect factor. So the fact that I didn't even get to call and say, what's up? Or the fact I didn't even get to call and say, hey, man, you look good. Or, hey, man, I'm doing my 50th part. Like the fact I didn't call and be like, hey, send me a pair of those shoes for Sharif and Shakir and my whole team. I'll pay for them. That kills me even more, on top of the kill that I'm already having. And then you got relatives passing away. I didn't communicate with them like Like I said, I was. So next year, I'm gonna try to communicate with everybody that I know and love. Cause I'll be busy, I'll be doing my thing, but that ain't no excuse to just text one of your homies and say what's happening, what's up on, what's going on in Soundview projects. Who up on, 174th watching big Corey Gunz. I gotta actually do more of that.
Yeah.
You always there when I call, brothers. I can't lie. Always. Hey, big fella. Damn, it's hard talking to you when I know everything already.
Exactly.
Shit.
No, but go ahead.
What's the one thing you regret in life?
Okay, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something to you that you understand. The biggest regret I had is, remember when I had Peter Gunz and Lord Tariq signed?
Yes.
And then I let him go to Sony because I wanted him to get my money and do that thing.
Yes.
I should have kept him with me and just showed him the way. I kept him with me, showed him the way, stayed on him like, nah, we're not doing this record. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take the record up there to flex.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the record hot in the street. I'm gonna do this and I do that. But I got so much love for Peter, and I gave Peter the regular deal, which he accepted. But he was like, "Hey, Sony want to give me some more money." I was like, "You know what? I ain't gonna never stop their brother from getting the money." And Sony had a little bigger platform than I did, so I said, "Hey, you and Tariq, y'all go ahead and do your thing." But Sony ain't really do what they were supposed to do. So that's one of my biggest regrets. Another one of my biggest regrets is not signing Corey Gunz.
You can still do that, man. That's easy, man.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then another regret in life is, again, not be able to call my little sister.
Yeah.
Not be able to call my boy. I got a lot of regrets in life, but what makes us good, because I have an athletic mindset, you always have to adjust. If you're walking through the projects and somebody do something or say something to you, you gotta adjust real quick or something happen to you. You know what I mean? So
we done had a lot of adjust.
Yeah. So I know how to adjust and make things right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
Hey, let me tell you about Jim on this podcast. I've been knowing Jim since he a little boy. He always been shy. This dude done called me a million times to get on the podcast. Now I'm on the podcast.
Okay.
You don't ask no questions. Ask a question, man, if I knock your ass out.
You know what it was? They ain't let me bring no liquor. I ain't have no liquor or nothing, man. To open up. They got me sitting here sober drinking water, man.
Go ahead.
Jim, you one of the funniest people I know, bro. You built for this, bro.
Hey, man, this is my first time doing something legit, man.
Hey, man, listen, Jim, let me tell you something right now. You got one of the biggest stars on here. If you ask these questions right, those sponsors going to kick in that money. Get your shit right now.
Thank you.
Right?
That's
right, Philippe? Right, Philippe?
I'm trying to tell him, man.
Yo, Big, listen, Big. That's my boy right there. That's my brother. He been looking out. He did a couple shows for Corey. He called me one day. He said, yo, listen, man, what you want to do, man? Start a podcast, start a clothing line. What you want to do? I'm here to help you. He called me, say a prayer for me every night. It's my boy right there. Got me in D.C. right now. I ain't been in D.C. in a minute.
So I want to say, Tyrese, thanks for looking out for my boy.
Yo, man.
You pretty motherfucker. Pretty skin.
Yo, Big.
Tyrese.
Big, that nigga do karate too.
Hey, karate, kung fu. I'm trying to collab with Shaq Fu.
Nigga, kung fu.
We're trying to do Shaq Fu collab. You know
see the swords? You see the swords in the background?
I do see that.
Yeah, we need to get Shaq Fu back, man.
Yo, what's your favorite city, Big, visiting?
You want the married Shaq or you want the unmarried Shaq?
I want all unmarried answers. You know what we do.
Okay, so my favorite one right now, I gotta go with Toronto.
We've been doing Toronto since the Caribbean.
That's what I'm saying. Not that I know what goes on in Toronto. I just heard Toronto. Yeah. And then I gotta go with Houston.
Houston,
right?
Crazy.
Then I gotta go with LA. Then I gotta go with Atlanta.
Yeah, you know why I went?
But hold on, and then the sleeper city is Dallas. Woo-wee.
Oh, Dallas is crazy.
Woo-wee.
Dallas is crazy.
Speaking of Dallas, shout out to my boy Peter Gunz, the new host of Cheaters.
The new host of Cheaters. That's so crazy.
Yo, do you know where I went and it was crazy?
Where?
Indianapolis.
Oh man, hell no! Stop it.
That's Indiana, right?
Yeah, that's Indiana. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm gonna text you.
Boo.
I'm gonna text you something tonight. I'm gonna text you something.
You said
Oh,
Tonight.
boo.
okay.
I'm gonna text you
All
something
right.
tonight.
All right. All
Oh
right.
man.
Oh man.
Shaq said you said something, man. You said something real and insightful. I'm trying to rewind to what you said, but let me crazy. Me and Jim kind of go. Jim's a funny guy. I try to go deep, and you says you actually gave a lot of
Pause. Trying to go deep.
man. Stupid man.
Slow down,
Nah,
bro.
you stupid man. That's the Jim we need though. You gave a lot of you mentioned indirectly mentioned time, man. Like life is short, and time just flies. Like in the past few years, my wife and I have lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And lost to mental illness and suicide. We lost a child. Just a lot of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying going on.
Sorry to
And
hear that, brother.
yeah. Thank you, man. And yeah, that's one of my things too. Even with Jim or all the people I love, like you said, man, just staying in touch. It's like you could have all the success in the world. You lose somebody, none of that matters at the moment. You know what I mean? And so for you, how would you define? I feel like this is something you how would you define love? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us define love as like stuff that we enjoy, like stuff that gives us pleasure. But
I define love as, for me, as taking care of the people that help me look good. For example, in DC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or let's go with New York. They got let's go with San Francisco. You got the Golden Gate Bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody talks about the legs. The legs are in the water. The legs got to hold the thing up. So Jim has held me down. Drift held me down. Gunz Tariq held me down. Killer held me down. My Brick City crew held me down. My mom and dad. So they helped me get to where I'm at. And yeah, I'm Shaq and I'm celebrated, but love is not forgetting the ones who held you down. And Jim and them do little stuff for me. One time before a game, right? It was like a back-to-back. We had to play the Knicks. I had a terrible game before. These dudes meet me at the hotel. Hey, man, come ride with us. And I was like, why? He said, come ride. And they take me to a place called a juice shop. I ain't never been there. And they gave me 2 or 3 shots. And, man, I had so much energy the next day at the Knicks game. I went to work on their ass. Little stuff like that. No, but I'm saying, like, little stuff like that. Even though they're my boys, they close enough to tell me, yo, man, you just played in Cleveland and you play like shit. We see you tired. We know you tired. Come take a ride. And I'm like, man, I can't go to a club. I got to get rest. Nah, we're not going to no club. And they take me to this little juice shop. And I take 3 shots. And I feel like I'm drunk. And I don't even know what being drunk feels like because I don't drink. And I'm like, yo, man, what is this? And the dude was like, it's energy. And I'm telling you, I went and I slept good. And the next day, I killed the Knicks. I dominated the Knicks. Like New York fans was going, Shaq. So little stuff like that. My mama just being a broke kid in the projects, me lying to my mom and saying, hey, mom, when I get rich, I'm going to buy your house. Lying like a mug, but she had the look in her eye like, I believe you. And then like when she had that look in her eye, I'm like, damn, she believed me I could do it. And my pop's telling me, hey, stay away from them cats over there. They're going to get in trouble. Next day, the whole block get locked up. If I was over there, I'd have been with them. So just like, little people just holding me down, me showing my appreciation to them. And all these little kids that look up to me, I got to do the right thing and say the right thing because I'm the pathway for them to get out of where they're from. And I have all the answers to that solution because I'm just like them. I was the kid who mom and daddy wasn't home all the time. I was the kid who had cousins on the block that was up to no good. I was the kid who seen something in the neighborhood but couldn't say nothing because snitches get stitches. I was the kid that had to walk to the corner store and have to fight. I was the kid so everything that they're going through, I'm going through. I was the kid that had to wear the same jeans Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and just switch up the shirt. I was the kids that had a pair of shoes called Buddies that came with its own theme song. Buddies, they make your feet feel fine. Buddies, they cost $1.99. So all these little African American kids that's going through all that, I'm the guy that's going through the same thing. So I could tell them how to get to where I'm at. That's love.
That's big.
That's real.
How would you define it, Jim?
Whatever makes me happy, man. Love. If I could be around a bitch and she don't get on my nerves, I love her.
First of all, Jim, you have a role model on the podcast. You cannot use that word.
If I could be
So-
around a female.
Yes, thank you.
A
Thank you.
role model.
Yes, thank you, brother. Producer, strike that from the tape, please.
Yeah, whatever makes me happy, man. I don't know. It's so many different things, you know.
Yeah.
Traveling, like I said, I've been blessed to go around the world. Shaquille called me 4 a.m. Yo, pack your bag, and then you got a flight in the morning, just for nothing. You know, I've been all over the world, so it's like, you know, watching how he does, how he makes other people happy, me included. Those are the things, you know, you're able to make a phone call and he show up for you when you know he don't have to. Those are the things that make me happy.
And Shaq, you said two things too. You said the people that hold you up, and then you talked about where you from, what you've been. So what would you say as far as what's the biggest misconception, you know what I'm saying, that people have trying to become, you know, you're a basketball, you're an athlete, you're an entrepreneur, you know, you're a philanthropist, all different areas. So what's the biggest misconception that people that may be in the position that you were in, you know what I'm saying, and want to get where you are? What's the biggest misconception? Like you think this is the road, but
The biggest misconception is everybody's not gonna make it, but everybody can make it. Like you look at all these NBA players, but if you use mathematics and geometry and all that, it's a very small percentage. Less than 10% of us make it. And me and Jim both know some cats from New York that should be in the league. They didn't make it, right? So, but the key is to never give up. Those that never give up, get in. Those that never give up, get in. From 10 to 12, I was the baddest 12-year-older. From 13 to 16, I was unheard of. When I hit 17, now I'm the man again, right? Then when I go to college, I disappear again for a year, and then I go back up. So my athletic life and my real life has been trials and tribulations. So again, I learned how to adapt, and I learned how to keep going. Because I remember when I left Jersey when I was 13, moved to Germany. Then when I came back in the States, I wasn't even ranked. And they had all these cats from New York, Cali, and LA, and everybody was ranked ahead of me. So I was like, you know what? I'm coming for the block. The block is mine. You got the building, you know, you doing your thing in your building with your boys. Me, Jim, and Drift, we coming to take that shit over. That was my attitude, right? So then I get back up in high school, but I used to hear all the time, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it, bro. You 7 foot, you 6'9", and you 15, and you ain't dunking right now. I'm looking at the paper, they don't even know who you are. You ain't gonna make it. You might as well just, you might as well just either join the army or just, go do what your cousin's doing on the block. And I was like, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to be better. What actually changed my life is my father. He took me to a Knicks game versus the Philadelphia 76ers. And Dr. J was my guy. So I'm sitting there, and I believe in auras. So as soon as I walk into the arena, I feel like, man, I'm like, man, this is where I want to be. We sitting up top, of course. Dr. J goes baseline, throws it out. And when the crowd goes crazy, it's like all the basketball guys just enter me. Because I just no, sir, because I just immediately turned. I looked at my father. My father was a drill sergeant, so you had to address him as sir. And I was like a medium level juvenile delinquent. He used to tell me, don't do stuff. I do it anyway. Get knocked out and all that stuff. But as soon as Dr. J went crazy, it's like all the basketball guys heard, like they went in my body. And I was like, sir, this is what I want to do when I grow up. And he had the craziest look in his face. And he said, good. That's why I brought you here. Then he said something that I'll never forget. Then he said, if you listen to me, you're going to be the baddest big motherfucker ever to play the game. That's what he said. And like, I'm already 13. Wow. I can't play. But like when he said it and he meant it, I'm like, you know what? If Butchie believe this, I'm going to do it. So whatever he told me to do, I just did it. And then next thing I know, I'm an All-American. I'm the #1 pick. I'm the baddest dude. I beat Mike. I do all this stuff. And then, so, the biggest misconception is that everybody will not make it, but you don't have to always believe the misconception. That's the moral of that story.
That's deep. I never heard you say that one. That's deep. I got a question
Wait,
for you, man. I got a question
well,
for you.
well, I have 4 degrees. I have bachelor's, master's, a PhD, and I got that street degree too, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for you, and I've asked you this off air before too. But what do you think that Corey could do a little different to further the career?
Thank you. I love that question, Jim. Corey's my guy.
Corey is, and I love Corey to death,
Mhm.
but Corey shouldn't have signed with them people.
Okay.
And them people, they did a record with him. The record was hot. Them people should have put him on right then.
Mhm.
You should have put him on right then. And some people, when you talk about the team, they the whole team. But you already know, Jim, when I'm with you, everybody eat, B.
Everybody.
Everybody eat, B. So if the people he was with had that mentality, and they used to be like, they started off with what Birdman, Baby, like they had a crew. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not understanding because I don't give a fuck who it is. Ain't nobody spitting like Corey Gunz. And I put all 10 of my houses, all 40 of my cars, all 2 of my plane, all 2 of my yacht on that. I put Corey up against anybody, dead or alive. And I'm talking Jay-Z, all them people too. Yes, I will.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Corey
Absolutely.
needed to hear that. That was dope.
You know what I love about that? Is I'm listening to what Shaq's saying, dropping some super gems. I hope the audience won't miss this. Is he said the people that hold him up, that he takes care of. And so one of the things I heard, ingredients of success, is not only being able to survive through trials and tribulations and keep going, but having people that believe in you. Shaq, you said your mom believed in you. She gave you a look in your eye like she believes you. Your pops believed in you. And even what you just said about Core, like I agree with you. Core is literally one of the best rappers. You know this, Jim. I've told Core this. Period, dead or alive. And so having people that believe in you, and like you said, Core needs to hear that. Like, there's really nobody. He's as talented as everybody else. So,
but Corey was raised the right way. I've been knowing his that Corey is loyal.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
He's loyal. Like
Yeah.
he's saying I'm gonna wait my turn.
I'm waiting right.
But sometimes when you get the ball, you got to shoot.
Yeah,
you got to shoot.
Right.
And and then I'm gonna put it in a term where you understand, Mr. Philippe.
Yeah.
At every point in life, the student must try and kill the teacher so he can become the master. Am I correct?
Yep.
So I'm like, I used to watch karate movies growing up, right? And you got the guy with the white beard, he's the man, and you got a young guy, boom, 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 Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and all these guys. All they do is train, and then at the end of the movie, what do? They beat the master, right. And that's how I thought when I was playing. Like it all started in high school. All them New York cats was ahead of me. Nah, I'm coming for the spot. Yeah. Then in college, UNLV and all them boys, I'm coming for it. Then when I got to the league, it was a bigger kung fu list for me. I'm going after Ewan. I'm going after David Robinson. I'm going after Jordan. I'm going after Dominique. I'm going after whoever got a big name and don't nobody know who I am yet. Everybody gonna know who Shaq is. So Corey, I wish he had that attitude. But he's such a great kid, brother, and he's so loyal that he signed the contract and he's honoring them to him. But look, we done told him many times, man, you just gotta come out.
Yeah.
And I'm still not understand. I don't understand, like, because if you know how the record game going, he put them on like he's supposed to do. He banged the record out. Everybody's playing the record. He's supposed to drop a project right after that. I mean, and then to be technical with you, that's what he did with Drake.
Right, totally.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
what you said too, the best way, Jim, I want to know what you think about this too, but you touched on martial arts, and I was doing that at one point 5 to 7 hours a day, and love my teacher, and the best way to honor your teacher is to try to become better. It's like like that's what they're spending their time on you, not so you can become worse. So you can
that's it.
That's
so you can
what Drake did.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's my hope for Core as well. Kind of the way that we connected is I rap as well, and I've been watching Core for a long time. He's Literally, I mean, he might be my favorite rapper, period, as young as he is, and we the same age. And that's why I wanted to, that mentality that you said from martial arts for me is like I wanted to collab with him because I wanted him on the same track. I wanted to stand there
Right.
and you know what I'm saying, and be that. And
Yes.
so when it came, it was like, all right, this is time. You know what I mean? So that mentality. Jim, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on all that, bro?
What with Corey?
Just everything that we've been talking about.
I feel like what Big said, you know, being loyal, but I also feel like we gotta, I can't say him because I'm part of it. Still gotta go harder because at one point, you know, he had the 6'7" and he had the TV show on at the same time, and we was on the world tour. But I think, you know, if you're sitting back and you're listening and you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do, you could miss your opportunity like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's asking them like, yo, what can I do? What can I do? And they saying, hold on, we got you. And then you look up and 7 years pass. Ain't nobody else sit and wait. You know what I'm saying? Or the ones that did sit and wait, they still waiting.
And then the worst thing that could ever happen to them, they fighting inside their own crew. That right there just shut everything down.
Birdman pulling one way, you know, Wayne pulling one way. It's like Corey gonna go with Wayne. So it's like, you know, but you know, I'm happy now though. He just sent me some records with him and Wayne on it in the last 3-4 days.
All right, well, drop them right now then.
You know, he let me hear them. I don't even have them to drop them.
You tripping?
He just let me hear them. So,
bro, in the words of Al Pacino when he was Tony Montana, get the yayo, man. Gotta get the yayo. Come on, dog.
I said just let him tour with Shaq when Shaq is DJ.
Yo, listen.
That's the reason.
Listen.
That's the reason he went. Yeah, go ahead.
Big did the Big, you don't even remember. Philippe was at the joint you did, the DJ, the rock and roll joint. He came with me.
Yeah.
He was there. Okay.
Yeah, he was there.
The producer was there too. But Jim, I was telling you for months. I said, why doesn't he perform with Shaq? Like, why doesn't he go and perform? It's got the same beat tempo too. Like he could do something from another song on one of them joints. Like it's got the same BPM, bro.
And that's why when I came to New York and did them 2 shows, I brought him up. Because you know why? Everybody eat, B. Everybody eat. Seriously.
Yo, I wanna respect your time too, Shaq. One of the things that me and Jim been talking a whole lot about, and again, you know, you could pass on this topic because it's personal, you know what I'm saying, and it's spiritual in nature. But one of the things I told you a little bit, you talked about some of the people who you lost, but some of the people that we've lost, my family and I. And one of the things, man, like convictions I've had is just when you have conversation, you hang out with people. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go in an hour. I don't know when I'm gonna pass away. Like I could leave in an hour, 50 years, whatever. And so, man, just a heart to heart. Like, you know, I hope I get to hang out with you again. But if I never get to hang out with you again, it's like, this is a question that's always on my heart. And I always ask people this. It's like, we all have different spiritual backgrounds. I grew up around Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, just everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Haiti. I went to international school, so I have friends from everywhere. But one of the thoughts I always have is that, you know, I could look outside, you know, and, you know, God is a designer. You know what I'm saying? You got people with different colors. You got trees. You got taste buds. You got pleasure. Like he designs things. And so thinking about that and just thinking about the fact that, like, you know, we were designed for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Like, where do we come from? All that. Like, I always ask this question, like, God forbid we pass away an hour from now. Yeah, we know people say God is love and all that. And where do you think you would go? Where do you think Shaq would go spiritually? I'm not even asking like this cookie cutter religious question. I'm asking like a real soul to soul, like, yeah, heaven or hell or wherever, whatever you think. Like,
I know I would go to a good place. And the reason is because I care about others more than I care about myself. And I learned that from my father. If I'm walking down the street and I see my man out there sleeping in the cold, I'm gonna tell him, come on, man, and I'm gonna go to the nearest store, buy him some coat and some shoes. and give him some dollars and say, no drugs, my man. Because listen, that's pressure. One day we was playing, we was playing the Knicks, and my father called me pissed off because Ewan was killing me with that damn baseline fadeaway. And he said, yo, bring your ass home now. So I had to get on my plane and fly home. And he asked me, he said, what's wrong? You couldn't handle the New York pressure? And I mistakenly answered yes. And he was pissed. Like, if I was young, he'd have knocked me out. But he said, get your ass in the car. So we riding around, and it was a homeless family that he used to take care of. Family, a wife and 2 kids, and they put 2 boxes together, and they was out there on the streets. And my father made me watch them people. He said, that's pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know where your next meal come. What you got, 40 million from Orlando, 30 million from Reebok, 20 from Pepsi. You doing 2 albums with your boy Peter Gunz. I don't want to hear pressure. Then he told me, get out. I said, get out. I said, what you mean get out? He said, take care of this family. So now I got to get on the horn, call one of my boys and own an apartment. I get my man an apartment, get his family set. Next day we get him some furniture. I asked my man, what do you like to do? He's like, man, I like to. He was a Spanish cat. He said, man, I come from Mexico. I don't do that, but I know how to cut grass. My boy owned a lawn service, and this dude still cut my lawn in my house till this day. But that taught me not to say I have pressure, because I don't have pressure.
Right.
Us 3 right now, we have pressure, but think about them 40 million people that ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
That's pressure. Think about my man, where you from in Haiti. All the brothers and sisters over there struggling. That's pressure. So I know I'm going to a good place because I help a lot of people. And when I do go to the good place, I want my legacy to be Shaq. Shaq was all right. You know what I mean? Forget how much money I got, how many cars I got. Hey man, Shaq? Man, Shaq was cool. Period. Yeah. That's it. That's all I want people to say. Because all this stuff we got here on this earth, it don't matter.
Don't matter. Yeah.
It don't matter. Like I could have $600 million, but when I come to New York, if I can't call Jim, Drift, Peter, and Corey, I ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to LA, if I can't call my boy Chicago, I ain't got nothing. So all this stuff is cool to have, a necessity, but I'd rather have people that's been down with me. I'd rather have people that I love and care about with me. And it still amazes me to this day that when I'm out, little kids know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shaq. I'm like, damn, I ain't played in 10 years. And little kids like Shaq. So I've always been humble. I've always been nice to people. And you made up a good point about different religions and all that. It's one word that I think people are losing: respect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though I'm Shaq, right? I'm not holier than thou.
Right.
So you say you study Buddhism. Who am I to tell you, hey brother, you from Haiti? You shouldn't be be studying Buddhism.
Right.
I treat others as I expect them to treat me.
Right.
So no matter what color you are, don't matter what race you are, don't matter what you do, I'm gonna show you respect.
Yeah.
You show me respect, we cool. You show me disrespect, I'm gonna have to put that Shaq Fu in your ass.
Right.
So I show respect to everybody. I don't get into politics.
Yeah.
I love the kids. I love old people. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on showing the kids that, hey, I'm just like you, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't got I don't have no big vocabulary. I don't do, but hey, I got the ice like you want. I got the tattoos like you want. I got the rims like you want. Mm-hmm. I'm just like you. And guess what? This how you get it. I ain't one of them cats to try to get it and keep it, because everybody eat. Because I can't make all. There's so much world and so much earth. Everybody can get a piece of this pie.
Yeah,
and I want everybody to get it. So if I got 100 million and I can show you how to get 200 million, I'm gonna tell you every time.
Yeah. Well, that's you said something, and this is what the thought that I wanted that was on my heart to leave, man. And this again, and thank you again, man. I know you and Jim are tight, but you made time, so I'm just really thankful for your time. And one of the things is you said this, like, you see somebody and you help them. And one of the things, I didn't even share mine earlier, like how I define love. And one of the ways that I define love is anybody could say they love you. You could tell somebody you love them all day long, but love by action. You know what I'm saying? And love also by sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? I always give people this analogy when I'm like, imagine that you didn't know your father, right? Like your biological father, but your mom told you two things. He loves you like crazy, and he's a brave man. You don't have no pictures, don't know nothing. All of a sudden, you're Shaq. 7 dudes show up to your house, and they all say they're your pops. They're all tall. You're like, yo, I don't know who to believe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's convenient. Well, 6 of them got to be lying. You know what I'm saying? 6 of them got to be lying. And the best liars always say stuff that sounds true. So 6 of them got it. So you're trying to figure it out. All of a sudden, somebody pulls out, that Shaq Fu on you or something. Now, somebody pulls out a gun and shoots at you. And one of the dudes jumps in front of the bullet. And somebody says, who's your pops? If it's true that he loves you and he's a brave man, without no DNA test, without no research, you like that dude right there. There's no question, because he was willing to sacrifice for me. Or you get jumped. Jim jumps in front of the dude who jumps you. You like, yo, he loves me. The dude who runs away, you like, yo, we got to have a conversation. You can't come out. You can't come out with us.
We got to have a conversation. It's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and what about, and what I always love about Jim and his boys is they always protect me, brother. Mm-hmm. I can go anywhere in NYC with Jim, Drift, Killer.
Drift is cool, man.
And look, people know I'm cool anyway, but I get passes when I'm with the Bronx crew from 174th. Yeah. I mean, because listen, I'm from Jersey. I know all the street rules. You understand what I mean? And Jim and them got so much respect in New York. I go any club, any hood, any borough, and people show us love.
All right. That's what's up, man.
That's love, man. Shit.
Jim always likes when I rap. And I always talk about this. So Jim, I'm gonna say one last thing, then you wrap it up, bro. Okay. And ask Shaq. But I know Jim and I always talk about, he loves this conversation. I'm gonna drive it home. I always tell people, it's like in life, it's like I can think I'm good at something. My standard only matters to the point where it's like if I'm like you said, people want to play basketball, or if I take a test in school and I think I did well, it don't really matter what I think I did. It's really what the teacher thinks, because they're gonna grade it. You know what I'm saying? And so I always think about this, like, I'll fast forward my journey. I'll study a bunch of stuff. People used to bring me the Bible. I'll be like, man, nonsense. Like, I'll be like 5 minutes, I could find a contradiction. You know what I'm saying? That's how my mind worked. Had some Christian friends that are like, yo, man, we not friends no more. You keep on taking me to do whatever. So I was like, all right, whatever. But now I remember I was just crying out to God. I was going through some stuff, and I was like, yo, I'm tired of making you up. I was like, basically, God to me was what I liked, what I wanted. And that's how he's fake. Like, if I just, the way that I know Shaq is real or Jim is real is because we got different perspectives. So I know there's another being there. If me and God agree on everything, he can't be God. He knows everything. I don't know much. So how is that going to work? So this is the thought, is we all pass away right now. All of a sudden we feel this spiritual high. It's like, yo, this is crazy. God is love. We like, whoa, man, I never even imagined this. Like, whoa, all of a sudden God asks us, based on my spiritual laws, are you innocent or guilty? And based on my standard, I know where you're going with this. Yeah, based on my standard, I think I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But based on Hitler's standard, he probably thinks he's good too. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump probably thinks he's straight. Everybody tends to think that they're straight, but it's not my standard that matters. At the end of the day, it's whoever's judging me. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, when you go to court, you don't go to court for good stuff. You go to court for something you did wrong. So as I studied so many spiritual paths, I was like, hold up, man. Everybody's saying similar stuff except for one thing. Everybody's saying similar stuff. Like, if you do more good than bad, you should be straight. But I'm like, hold up. When you go in front of a judge, if I committed one crime and did a million good things afterwards, the judge don't care. The judge is like, hey, that's nice. That's not what we're here for. We're here for that one crime.
You here for that shit you did.
Yeah, you're here for that one crime you did. And today's judgment day, we're going to talk about that. And so this is the thing that blew my mind about the scriptures, the Bible. I was like, whoa. And I don't even say this to push anything on anybody, but I just say it's because we're all human and we're going to face God one day. And this is the way I can show love to people that I respect. And it's like, okay, we pass away, boom. And he's like, based on my spiritual laws, are you innocent or guilty? I'm guilty. Do not lie, do not steal. But then in my thoughts, I love my wife. I actually have no intention of cheating on her, but my mind does all the time, right?
You
So
always say you don't cheat, man.
Wait. Producer, strike that from the tape.
she knows, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell no.
All right, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What the hell, no?
I'm not saying that I want to. I'm just saying, but anyways, the point is, if God was like, yo, let me put up all your thoughts on the screen right now, and I'm gonna let people decide your fate, I'd be like, nah, I'm guilty. I got all types of thoughts, right? So I always tell people this. There's one scripture that was mind-blowing to me. It's so funny. I always hated church because they always just taking advantage of misquoting and all that. But just because I was just telling Jim, just because somebody uses a hammer to kill somebody don't mean it don't have an actual good use. It just means that it's being misused. And so imagine this for a second. If God is righteous and I'm guilty, there's a scripture that says the wages of sin is death. That's I earned for my sin. I earned death, spiritual death. So I just imagine for a second, if I'm really guilty, God loves me, but I'm guilty. And because of that, he got to do the right thing. Imagine if I deserve hell for a second. And there's a spiritual electrical chair as a metaphor for hell. It's going to get good. It's getting bad, but it's going to get good. Imagine if all of us are like, yo, dang, that's crazy. I didn't realize it, bro. Like, I don't even deserve the good place. I thought I was good, but I'm guilty. Like, and God's going to do the right thing and shoot, man. So imagine all of us are walking to the electrical chair and we're like, yo, this is crazy. This is forever, bro. Dang. And before we get there, God says this. He says, Shaq, Jim, Philippe, he's like, yo, I love y'all. I designed you. Your parents had you. I designed you. You know what I'm saying? They just had whatever they had. I designed you. He's like, I love you. He's like, I don't want you to go here. The hell, this forever. He's like, but I'm righteous. I can't just let you off. That would mean I'm not righteous. Like, I can't do that. So you're like, all right, I don't know what that means. You say bye to your friends and family, because if we all go there, we all alone. There's nothing good left there. So we like, all right, peace. We walk in with our heads down, and then imagine you look up at your electrical chair and imagine what you see. Imagine if you looked up at your electrical chair and you saw the judge himself. You saw the judge himself sitting on your chair, and you're like, yo, judge, what are you doing? And he said, I love you too much to let you go here because this is forever. He says, but I'm too righteous. I can't let your sin go. He says, somebody got to pay for it. He said, I can't just let evil go. Somebody got to pay for it. He says, I'm going to pay for it. I tell people, whether you believe that or not, I said, that's the most mind-blowing thing in the world, because if love is sacrifice and doing something about something is love, and God is love, shouldn't he have the greatest sacrifice? You know what I mean? Shouldn't he have the greatest display of love? Like, and so that's what and then that's the half of the scripture. The other part is the wages of sin is death. Says, but the gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus. And I tell people this. It's one thing if I got to work my way to heaven. All right, cool. But I mess up all the time. I'm messing up. I'm disappointing myself and loved ones all the time. If they could see everything I do or everything in my mind, I'm disappointing them all the time. And I'm hurting people I love all the time. I don't think I deserve it. But imagine this. I tell people the word gospel means good news. Wouldn't it be the best news in the universe if God was like, yo, I love you so much. I took care of that for you. You can get into heaven because it's a gift. I love you that much. And I tell people, if somebody taking a bullet for me is love, how much more is the God of the universe humble? Like Shaq taking care of a homeless person, that's humble. Why is Shaq doing that? Shaq is busy. Shaq got things to do. It's not going to affect his life if he doesn't do that. That's humble. So take that times infinity, the God of the universe saying, these little humans right here that keep on killing and murdering and cheating on each other, do all this, instead of crushing them, I'm going to come down. I'm going to be like them. I'm going to get beaten to death. But that's not the only part. Spiritually, I'm going to take on their sin so that any single one of them who wants to be with me, all they got to do is turn away from their sin in their hearts. They're going to mess up, but turn away from their sins and take that gift of eternal life. And I just tell people, man, like, the reason why I share that even here is like, Shaq, I met you that one night, but I didn't really meet you. But you family to Jim. And obviously I see you from afar. I honor you, respect you afar. Because you family to Jim, to me, you like distant family. You know what I mean? Because I love Jim and you love Jim. And for me, it's like, man, if I have love for somebody, I gotta share that because it's the only offer like it. It's the only offer like it in the universe. When I study Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, with all the respect, my best friends are Muslim. I always tell them, I said, bro, you know I respect you, bro. You know I love you, bro. We ain't talking about that. We talking about our souls right now. I was like, bro, you break the Quran's laws all the time. I'm with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, I'm with you. Like, he say, so why do you think you straight? You're not gonna be straight, bro. Like, what? And I say that respectfully, and I'm saying, but bro, I said, forget the titles. I just want you to know that there's a claim out there. Some of us got parents who don't even love us. We don't know if they love us. I said, man, there's a claim out there that God loves you so much that in this world full of suffering, we go our own way, that he was like, I'm gonna take a bullet for you. And that's the only type of God I'm willing to follow.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So
that makes sense.
I just want to,
Ain't
you know,
it
that
evil
was
to live backwards.
what would you say?
That Loaded Lux line. Ain't it evil to live backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope line.
You took me to churches now, man.
Nah, bro. I just not even, bro. I just wanted to share that like as food for thought because we might be on our deathbed one night and think back to the conversation. Like, hold up, man. that might be, that. You know. So, but Jim, you wrap it up, bro. I
got two questions and we done, Big.
Yep.
I need to know.
Thank you for letting me share that with you.
All right.
I need to know your favorite battle rapper.
Oh, my favorite battle rapper is my two cousins, Arsenal and Shotgun Suge. Period.
You like Shotgun Suge better than Sue Surf?
What I say though, you know, listen, you know I love you, New York cats, but Brick City, we holding it down. Arsenal
Sue
and
Surf
Shotgun Suge.
It's from Brick City.
That's what I said. Sue Surf too. He in there.
Loaded Lux to kill all them niggas, but okay.
Stop it. But hey, bet it.
Loaded Lux to kill Sue Surf, man.
Bet it. You know,
right.
Listen.
Right.
I'm announcing it here. Shaq Brick City versus Peter Gunz Bronx rap battle anywhere, any place.
Hey, hold him to that. Hold him to that.
I got you. My last question, and we done. Not the married Shaq, not the girlfriend Shaq, the college Shaq. What's the most girls you had sex with in one night?
I wasn't getting a lot in college, so.
Really?
Yeah. And then hold on.
Working.
Hold on. The answer is. What happened? Hello? What?
Yeah, we out of here.
The answer is. And then one time I was. You heard me?
Hey, just to put it on record, the producer's cracking up right now.
Oh yeah,
he's laughing his head off. We got it.
Oh man! All right, man.
Something's wrong with my Wi-Fi. The answer is. All right, boy. Love y'all guys. Hit me up anytime, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, brother. Go.
All right.
Peace.
Check out this clip from episode 6 of the Red Nomads podcast featuring Nick Cannon.
Man, either I'm gonna die out here or I gotta change what I'm doing. And that was, high school days. And I literally removed myself from the environment that I was in and said, yo, I'm gonna square up. You know what I mean? Like, I had no problem being like, yo, let me put this corny jacket on so I can, because trying to be cool ain't paying the bills. You know what I mean? Trying to be cool is out here having cats, not seeing tomorrow. So I literally started, leaving the city that I was in and trying to, start, catching rides to Hollywood and telling people I wanted to be a comedian and that I did music and all of this stuff. And
thank you for joining us on this episode of Rare Nomads. Please make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. It's Rare Nomads with a K. Make sure you visit our website for exclusive fashion. And to see the video version of this episode, make sure you go to YouTube and type Rare Nomads.